This is Tape Talk. I'm Steel Chambers, and we're breaking down how the Indiana Hoosiers beat the Miami Hurricanes for the national championship to cap off a historical season. To start this game, it looked like it would be a defensive battle till Indiana starts finding some holes in this Miami defense, running one of their signature RPOs, run pass option plays, where the read is going to be this linebacker. If he stays in the throw window, Mendoza is going to hand it off. If he comes down to support the run, he's going to pull it and throw it to the glance route. As soon as he comes down just enough, Mendoza pulls the trigger on his read, he fires it into Cooper, who gains some extra yak yards for the first explosive play of the game. Indiana won this game by beating Miami at what they do best, sustaining long drives and winning the third and short game. This is supposed to be Miami's bread and butter. Third and short, everyone knows they're going to run it, but they put their faith in their linemen and their big back to push for a couple yards and move the chains. It worked against most other teams, but this Indiana front's a little tricky, and they execute this stunt flawlessly. It's a quick tech stunt with the end wrapping around to the A-gap. He comes free as the guard and tackle can't sort it out. Then you pair that with Aiden Fisher playing downhill and filling the gap. They both meet Fletcher at the line. They stop Miami. It's another third and out, and they prove that size was the only advantage that they had on this front line. The play calling and decision making was flawless in critical situations for this Indiana team, and this was the first play that really showed just how good that play calling was for Mike Shanahan. It's third and long. You think they're going to pass it. Miami is obviously thinking the same thing. They're in their signature mugged up look, and they want to send pressure after Mendoza. But a lot of times on third and long, if an offense sees that you've committed hard to the pass, whether that's with a light box or an all-out blitz, they'll throw a curveball at you and just run the ball. And yes, a lot of times this is just to gain a couple yards and punt the ball, but I think Shanahan and Mendoza actually saw something here. Earlier in the game, and even in previous games, Miami loves to mug up their backers and send the house on obvious passing downs. But this leaves a massive hole in the second level of the defense. So if you can run the ball and get past that initial wave, you're going to be golden. And that's exactly what happens here. The guard blocks down on the backer, the tackle seals off the D lineman, and Black doesn't even get touched before he's already at the first down marker. He decides to break a tackle just for fun, gets another 15 yards, and converts the massive third and long. Then a couple plays later, they run a fullback trap in for the touchdown, and they put the Hoosiers up by 10 points. Even with the missed field goal, coming out in that second half, Miami had something to prove. They hit Mendoza early on, but they couldn't get sacks on him because he was getting the ball out too fast. So what did they do? They went into the half and they made adjustments. Here they're running a too-high man where the cover guys are going to press the receivers while knowing that the safeties have their help behind them. This in effect took away Mendoza's ability to hit those quick access throws, meaning he has to hold on to the ball just a little longer. And that extra second is just enough for Bain to beat the tackle with a swipe rip move off the edge. He gets around the corner, and he stalls this Indiana offense with the sack. And now we've got a ball game, people. After a first half of only 63 yards, the Hurricanes almost matched that amount in one play as Fletcher shows off the wheels with some great blocking on the outside. It's a stretch action, and Isaiah Jones is supposed to stay outside. He has to hold the edge and force the ball into this C gap where Aiden Fisher is going to be flown over the top untouched and likely make the tackle. But it's a great block by the tight end, and Jones loses his leverage. Then on the second level, the receiver does a good job just staying in front of the corner and allowing Fletcher to hit that second gear with a full head of steam before even getting touched. He cruises past the secondary, he outruns the DBs, and he scores a crucial touchdown to really jumpstart this Miami team. Then as soon as you think there's a momentum swing in Miami's favor, this happens. To not only let them block a punt, but to block a punt in a safe look is just simply egregious. They have their defense out there. There's no plan to block this punt. This shouldn't happen. But Kamara, he comes off the edge hard. He catches one of the personal protectors going through the motions. He gets a hand on the ball for the block, and it's a massive Indiana touchdown. But this game was a damn pendulum swing, and yet again, Miami responds. They get down to the goal line on a 10-play drive, and they get there by doing what they do best, running the rock. It's a funky under center formation, and they send Malachi Tony on the orbit motion, and look what it does to the defense. You've got Aiden Fisher moving out there, some third-level adjustments, and now there's a massive void in this defense. So they hand it off to Fletcher on a trap play. The line washes everything down, so all he has to do is cut it back to this voided area. He walks in it for a touchdown, and they put themselves within striking distance. Miami continues to stay in this game, but Indiana knows what real adversity looks like, looking into that abyss and never blinking. It's fourth down, and a lot of coaches, they just take the points and let their defense work, but Cignetti puts all of his chips in. He's feeling froggy, he's on the roulette table, and Black is calling his name. He's going to spread this Miami defense out, showing an empty set, and it looks like it's going to be a pass. But a lot of people forget that Mendoza can make some magic happen with his legs. And if you're on defense and you're up against an empty set in the red zone, it's a crucial fourth down play and the quarterback can run it, the QB draw is always going to be in the cards. He's going to fake the drop back pass, he's going to tuck it and run with the running back being his lead blocker up to this lone linebacker in the box. Now there's a safety bearing down on him, but the defensive lineman tries to rip across and make a play, and it opens up a cutback lane for the first down. But the Heisman wants more. He breaks a tackle, dives into the end zone, and scores a touchdown and makes a play that will likely live in the Indiana lore for the rest of time. But as satisfying of an ending that would have been, there's still plenty of ball left, and Miami's far from done. With all the shots Indiana's thrown at them, they just keep marching forward. And who else do you expect to deliver in the crunch time than the freshman sensation? It's a quick pitch out to Tony, and this is just pure speed. He hits the hole before the defense can get leverage, and from there, he's just making plays. He's making guys miss, he gets into the end zone, and he puts Miami right back into this game. And who would have thunk it? Indiana responds. Now, they don't put it away with a touchdown, but we get the privilege of seeing the pinnacle of Charlie Becker in this last drive of the game. Now, he'd already done this multiple times, but yet again in the most crucial spots, he's the guy that you want with the ball. It's third and long, it's a one-on-one matchup on the outside. Mendoza sees this and thinks, okay, it's my guy versus your guy, let's see if you can go win it. He throws yet again another back shoulder throw, and Becker adjusts beautifully to complete the catch and keep the sticks moving. And again, they only get a field goal out of this, but what does this conversion do? It keeps the sticks moving and eats up clock, and it forces Miami to use their timeouts. This story was right there in front of them. Carson Beck leads another game-winning drive, closes his college career off by bringing a national championship to Miami. But another story was written. He sees a middle field safety look, he's thinking he's got one-on-one cover to the outside, but then on the snap, it turns into a too-high shell, and both corners are sinking under the deep routes. Now, you would have maybe liked to see him work to the right side, but he doesn't diagnose this change in coverage. He lobs it up with a bunch of air and a prayer, and it falls right into the hands of the Hoosiers. And with that interception, Kirk Cignetti caps off the perfect season, brings a national championship to Bloomington, and completes possibly the most unlikely story in college football history.